Hello, everybody. My name is Jam, and I just wanted to give a huge thank you to everybody over on my Patreon, specifically Glider, Ruby Bean, Jackie of all trades, Bambi, Rover, Alice H, Just Peachy, Misa, Strawberry 897, and a lot more. If you would like some exclusive bonus content, your name on this beautiful list, and the chance of a personal shout out, please consider going to check out my Patreon down below. If not, that's okay. Thank you to all my patrons again, and I hope you enjoy the video. Bye, guys. What's all this about? Spying on our camp, huh? Well, leave 'em, boys. I'll deal with them. I said, I'll deal. Go on, get. See if there are others around there. And I better not hear another word out of any of y'all's mouths. Go. Now. For I grow impatient. You. Sit. Now. You want to tell me what you're doing out here all by yourself? Don't matter how I know, just that I do. I only send my boys off to go looking for others, 'cause they ain't no help here. Can't see clearly when they're around. Besides, what's a little thing like you gonna do to me and my 6-shooter, huh? Even if I didn't have your hands tied behind your back, you aren't going anywhere anytime soon. Save for the 6 feet under if you try to make a move. I'll ask you again, what are you doing out here? And don't lie, I'll know. Look, we can sit here staring each other down till the crickets go quiet, but I ain't letting you off the hook. You best spin me a yarn, a good one, or else you're biting the dust. Looking for work and lost your horse, huh? How original. If I were anyone else, I wouldn't believe you. But I'll tell you a secret, Greenhorn. I see things other people can't. Everything's got a frequency, you know? A wave. And every person has an energy about them. Things they can't hide no matter how hard they try. Some people call them auras. I don't care what they are. Just that they tell me what I need to know. When a person lies, their energy flickers, loses color. Maybe flat out disappears if they're bad enough at lying. However, yours doesn't so much as blink when you talk. It's how I knew you were alone. I don't just see it, I feel it. When I reach out, there's nothing beyond the camp aside from the little critters and my boys. I sent them out so we could have a proper conversation. And if all goes well, they'll be out for a while yet. Now, think carefully about your answer to this next question. If I untie you, are you gonna play nice? Well, I appreciate your honesty. Most people think I'm the liar when I tell them about my proclivities. And so they just carry on fibbing. Truth is, it scares them. But I can tell it don't scare you. You know what fear looks like? It looks yellow. but not sunshine dandelion yellow. It's thick and heavy, oppressive, and terror. Terror shoots out of people like arrows. But you ain't got no yellow in your aura, bright, dull, or otherwise. No, you're mostly green. It's not the good kind of green either. It's the grayish green of someone with a lot of guilt. The kind that's been hanging around for a while. And it's even more apparent now that I've pointed it out, and now that you're thinking about it. Maybe it'll comfort you to know that all I can figure out is how you feel, not what you've done. You might have done something real backwards and heinous, but I find most people are guilty for things that just ain't their fault. And judging from what else I see, it wasn't your fault. Changing the subject. Fair enough. I don't know that I can really answer your question, though. How I know what the colors mean. There's no book that describes what colors signify, and no one's taught me. That's for sure. I thought everyone could see what I saw till I was nearly grown. I knew the basics the way you're born knowing how to breathe. But the subtleties, the way the energy swirls and mixes with the other colors, what the difference is between sky blue and periwinkle, that took a longer time to discern. Don't matter much though. People don't like being told what they're feeling. Another good question. Mine, for some reason, I can only see in reflection. I can't tell you what exactly it looks like right now, though there's always an indigo in mine every time I look. And always the same amount, which is strange. It's the only color that don't ever waver. And I also only seen it in a couple of people. Because of that, I ain't exactly figured out what it means. But I reckon it's got something to do with the things that us common folk don't understand. It has something to do with the spirit, the soul. I'm heading back east after this, to the big cities. See if I can find any more people like me. What about you? Assuming I let you go. Gonna keep looking for work out here? Maybe the plan, but plans change. Your horse doesn't seem to want no part of it anyway. Just spooked, huh? You don't want an easily spooked horse out here, I tell you that. Safer being on foot than on a nervous horse. And you don't want to be alone out here, neither. You best find another cowpoke like yourself to watch your back. You gotta sleep sometime, don't you? Speaking of, I'm gonna pour myself a cup of coffee. I'm the best security system this side of the Mississippi, but only if I'm awake. You want any? There you go, lion. I thought you learned. You just don't want to accept anything from me, do you? How about this? If you promise not to give me any trouble, I'll untie you and give you the coffee in exchange. That way, it's a deal, and neither of us owes the other. Sound good? Alright then. Hold still, I'll cut you loose. And as an act of good faith, I'll stash my steel. But no promises I won't go digging for it again if you flicker on me. Now, where's my spare mug? Here you are. That ought to put a pep in your step, or give you heart palpitations at the very least. Better than the brown water James brews every morning. You can see to the bottom of the mug even when it's full. I've got another question for you, Greenhorn. What exactly made you so quick to believe me? The few people I've told about my abilities took a while to come around, if they ever did. Just gonna shrug? I know you're not particularly trusting. Not the naive sort. See, people who are too trusting always have a soft pink hue about them. They tend to be fairly optimistic as well. And I know that you're not that either. Can I tell you what I see? I see indigo in you, kid. I see indigo. But it's hiding beneath all that green and the gray. Tell me, is there something different about you? Something strange? Something you can't quite explain? No? Well, I beg to differ. See, you're not lying because you don't know any different. You can't tell the truth because you just don't know the truth. Truth is, you got indigo, kid. Just like me. That's why I haven't let you go just yet. You can leave. I won't stop you. You haven't wronged me, so I can't hold you here. But you and me, we're not like everyone else. I know you're looking for answers the same way I am. You've got the magic in you, kid. Something inexplicable. You've felt it, but you just can't put it into words. And it don't scare you, because you've been like this your whole life. You started to wonder why, though. Why you were different. So you left home. You left people behind. And that's why you feel guilty, isn't it? But you had to. And don't go telling me you didn't. I can tell something pulled you out here. Maybe a feeling, like a magnet. Faint at first, but the closer you get, the harder it tugs. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Every time you go looking for something, you feel that pull. When you lost your horse, that pull led you here. And it was the same thing that pulled you away from home in the first place. Maybe it was pulling you towards me. 'Cause you ain't never met no one like me, have you? No one like you. No one like you. Do you still feel the pull, now that you found your horse and are sitting in front of me? You'll just have to think of something else to look for then. I reckon that's your power. Being some sort of pathfinder. You set your mind to something, dedicate yourself to the search, and the universe provides a path. I know we hardly know each other, and you ain't got no reason to trust me. But I trust you. I don't have no reason not to. So I think we ought to stick together. There's more like us out there. I know it. You know it. And hell, if that's your power, finding things, it wouldn't hurt to keep you around, kid. Who knows? We might make a good team. You show us the right path, and I'll keep us safe from any bad apples. I know you ain't tired, Greenhorn, but you might as well get comfy. Grab that fur hanging beside you. Should be dry by now. So what do you say? Want to rough it with me? It'd be a hell of a lot safer for you to stick with the troop than to go wandering off on your own again. Why don't you think about it? You should stay the night, and at the very least, make a decision with a rested mind. I promise not to pull any tricks on you, Greenhorn. Just rest, alright? You're right, I never did ask. But I don't want to know your name unless you're staying. Can't go getting attached, you know. And a name's the first step in a friendship. But you look like you want to tell me anyway. Go ahead then. Tell me your name. Fitting. I'm Cassidy. Cassidy Turner. But you can just call me Cass. You're about to pass out, kid. You can close your eyes. I ain't gonna let nothing harm you. Here, give me that coffee. You don't need none of that. You warm enough? Good. Go on, get some rest. I'll be right here in the morning. Good night, Greenhorn. Sleep well.